back to Amity Bloom. I'm so happy that you're here with me today, especially because today's another journal share. And this little journal here that I have on my desk is actually the newest addition to my art journals. I made this one following the techniques and the course that I created for the Artist in Bloom. So you'll see it's basically like a sister journal, but it's like the little sister. It's the new little baby sister to the collection. So now I have the mama, the big sister, and the little sister. And just for size comparison, let me grab this one. This is the journal that I teach how to create in my Artist in Bloom course, and you can really see the size difference here. And then this one are my mini script journals that measure approximately like 2 by 2, I believe. This one's 4 by 4 inches, and then this one is the size of a standard book. I believe it's 5 by 7 or 5 by 8. The reason why I created this little mini Artist in Bloom journal is because I wanted to share with all of the people in the course how you can take the techniques and take it further into a different size. When you're creating a journal for yourself or you learn a new technique for creating a journal, experiment with the sizes, experiment with the possibilities until you find something that speaks to you. And for a while now, I wanted to create a journal that was the size of just the front cover. And this is the baby of that. So that's where the idea came from. For those who are in the Artist in Bloom course, you will be getting a video where I talk about the process of creating the journal, kind of like a bonus video. And I take you in detail through all the pages and I talk about what I changed and what I modified. It's going to be a lot of fun for those who are in the course because you get to see how you can take the ideas and just take it a little step further. For those who are wanting to participate in this course, today is the last day. You have 24 hours left to sign up with the early bird discount. After the 24 hours, the price will go back to the normal price. I will leave a link below to where you can find the course and all the information. But let's get into this little journal as I'm very excited to share with you the flip. So the color scheme or the color palette, I chose green, blue, pink, you know, my traditional colors, but I did add a little bit of green in there. So here's the front, some vintage wallpaper, papers collaged, and then on the back, I loved the back. Just little elements that make me happy. This is one of my journal sentiments and phrases. You can find it in my shop and it says, "You belong among the wildflowers." And that's the Bloom set. And I printed it on cream cardstock and it looks so pretty. So I'm very happy to finally have a little art journal. I do have this one, but this is more of a collage book. This is going to be an art journal. So going for the first page, I collaged little fabrics on the front, cute little tag, and then of course just like with the traditional layout of the Artist in Bloom journal. And you'll notice that the color palette stays the same throughout the book, just like with most of my books. I love this piano paper here in the blue. It all ties in really well together. And I'm really excited to start using this journal. Here in the pocket, I've actually put some ephemera in the pockets already so that when I go through and I art journal, it'll be a lot faster and easier. I'm going to be doing 1 page a day or 2 pages a day depending on how I feel. So I am going to be doing daily art journaling in here and I will be documenting that in my Instagram. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I will leave my little name right here and I will also put the link below if you want to follow along the journey of my daily art journaling practice. And no worries if you don't have an Instagram, I will be posting the completed pages on my YouTube every week showing you what I have completed and how the pages look as inspiration for you all. A really nice little trio of papers here, different types of scraps. Really cool little pages. I like how it's blank, so I have enough space to do whatever I want to do, if it's painting, collaging. This is another pocket. This book page is really, really old. You'll see the staining here, and I love it. And then in this little pocket, I just have some vintage ephemera, a little tag, some embossed paper, little bits and pieces, just to kind of help me with the process of art journaling, especially since I am a beginner with the style of art journaling that I want to do. So this is super helpful for me to have a blank canvas and then on the pockets have some little bits and pieces to motivate me to actually use this journal every day. Here I have a fabric tag, really beautiful, and this is a vintage recipe little note sheet. I went to my local antique store and I have a recipe box full of sweet little recipes. And the handwriting, it just warms my heart so much. Of course, I needed to include my little fabrics, even if it's in a small little journal. So there's lots of space for me to use, and you'll notice the pages are different sizes, of course, with that traditional junk journal style. And on these pages, I can either collage, I can use them as is to paint. Even though it's a small journal, there's still so much that you can do with it. Here's some of my paper postage stamps that I shared with you guys how to create. Scraps of paper. This ledger's gorgeous. I can't wait to use it. The vintage book pages. This is another little piece from that recipe box of lovely little recipes to make spoon bread. But they just inspire me, and I could easily do art journaling on top of that. So it's really just the use of using different types of papers that make you happy, that inspire you. Especially if you're new to art journaling, you want to use things that make you want to use it and make you want to paint in it or collage in it. Here I have other little scraps of paper just to inspire me. And I might not even end up using them, but that's completely fine. It's just what I want to use at the time that I'm creating. So then here is my little fabric swatch page, my cute little flip sticking to the colors of my color palette. And then here I did some imitation sewing, so just to show you how you don't need to use a sewing machine to get a beautiful effect. In the original Artist in Bloom journal that we create in the course, for that particular page, I did pass it through my sewing machine to give kind of the effect of messy sewing lines that you can then go in and journal on. But you don't have to use a sewing machine, which is what I love about the course and about these style of books, is that even a beginner with no experience in sewing whatsoever can create something so beautiful and in various sizes as well. Here's just a little pocket, and I have a little bit of some vintage wallpaper. And I like putting these little snippets in here because I can grab a little piece and use it on this page, or I can use it here. It just depends on what you want to do in that particular moment. A little belly band, another little fabric tag, and here is the back. So that is the entire journal, and then the little pieces of ephemera that I'm going to be using, I just pulled out from my little stash. I'm using my pockets of happiness and some other little bits and pieces that I have from my paper drawer. I'm really excited to start my journey with art journaling, and especially in a smaller size so it's not as intimidating. And that's the biggest tip that I can give to anyone, no matter if you're going into scrapbooking, junk journal making, textile art journals, or art journaling. Start out with small books and small creations, and then over time you will create an extraordinary book and not be intimidated, and you will fall in love with the entire process. So thank you so much for joining me today to take a look at my newest mini little art journal. If you want to take a peek at the process videos, I will leave my Instagram below to where you can follow the daily art journaling videos. And definitely stay tuned for the completed pages, which I will be sharing here on my YouTube. Make sure you click the notification bell so that you know exactly when I will be posting those videos. And also I have some fun little projects coming up and some really nice products that I can't wait to share with you all. So thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Remember that the Artist in Bloom course, for all of those of you who want to join that part of the family, will be available for 24 hours, and after that, the early bird price will not be available anymore. So definitely take advantage of that if you can. And until next time, my wonderful family, I hope that you have an incredible day full of peace and love. Thank you so much for all of the love and the support that you've been giving me these past couple of weeks. It really means the world to me. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.